Patreon.com fighting words. We're waiting for Jesse Page, but honestly, as Sammy J is talking about new stuff, he's shown me revolutionarily new stuff that I was deeply impressed with, and then he's talking about. Please continue.
So I saw this thing about some guy in prison was on a podcast and he was saying about how all he had was like a deck of cards. So it would be like you would just throw them on the floor one at a time and then do
Yeah,
however many press ups it has on it.
yeah. You can also do like different exercises for the different like houses
No,
and stuff like
exactly.
that. Yeah, it's
So
amazing.
I've
It's
got
almost like this has been around for a very long time.
yeah, but I've
And
only just seen it. So now
wow,
I've started doing it with my work. So every time like I finish a graphic, I then get a card.
right, and do whatever it says.
Yeah.
You
So
should
yeah,
just do like hundreds of push-ups a day. That's what I do.
I should, but that's like not as fun as having some cards. Kind
It's
of like
way more. It's way
kind of
more
like
fun.
helps the ADHD.
Yeah, but you actually don't have ADHD.
Uh,
Like, and if you do, you may have something else, but I don't think it's that. Listen, if Jess comes on, he comes on. We know that he's a bit of a pirate. We learned that he wanted to have the top and bottom deck back 4 teeth replaced with gold ones.
yeah.
And I mean that's alarming and unsettling, and as it's okay, it's totally fine. And let's just also just very quickly welcome back the balls. It felt like forever since we've done one of these, isn't it? How long's it
Yeah,
been?
it's been 2, 3 weeks,
It's been more than that. More
probably
than that
actually.
since we did the balls, right? It's been
Yeah,
forever. Like Ian's been back and gone. Like
yeah.
we ain't done one
Oh no,
since I
yeah,
finished.
you guys, you
Yeah.
you did one with
But
Ian when he was here for a week.
no, we didn't. We were going to,
Yeah,
but
you
it
did
just
one
never
with
worked
Ian.
out. Yeah, I haven't. No, we didn't do one with Ian when he was back. He's gone again. We haven't done one since I finished my arms,
Oh,
and that's a good few weeks ago now.
we're just
Anyway,
showing off tattoos now. This is what we're doing.
well, yeah, yeah. So you got the crow and the koi was huge on Graham, wasn't it, this weekend?
Now
How did
was
you how did you how did you feel about your first live stream experience on the other side of the cam? Because
so
normally
I
you're the
think
other way,
it started really well. I
right?
feel like I was making some good points.
I mean,
Then
I feel that you did really well.
thank you.
You're
The drink
welcome.
kicked in a bit. It all went a bit fuzzy for a little bit.
Yeah, you
My
get
ass went so numb.
you get such a pissed face. It's unbelievable how
It's my
pissed your
eyes. I
face
get like
gets.
really droopy eyes. Just
Yeah,
like
you look
I was.
even like you like I almost asked you for your autograph because
I think
I thought you were him from Ice Age. I thought it
I
was him.
think the first 6 rounds of Sunny Edwards was a bit hazy for me, and then I kind of got through it.
Can we also discuss that? Because I don't know if you're like this or not, but obviously due to the tism and stuff, I remember everything. So, do you remember us talking about your hands?
Yeah,
Do you?
yeah. When we
It's
were doing that,
yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of moving parts on that one. But well, I'm glad you had a lovely time in London, boy. I'm
thank
glad
you,
that you
thank you.
I feel that that's probably where we should start on this one, and then obviously you'll chop this up into a million different clips as you do.
Yes,
Maybe even use a robot to do it like you've just shown me, which was very
maybe.
impressive. You blew my mind with the AI new Photoshop thing
Yeah, so
because
good.
all right, here's the question. Have you tried it with your Benus?
No, not yet.
You haven't, but you got to, haven't you?
Because what if the AI secretly stores it
Of course it does, but it's too late now.
and then uses it for other people's?
Bothered. That's their problem. Now, you've upgraded yours for pictures.
Very true.
Very, very true. Anyway,
Very true.
Should we start with Friday at your
Let's yeah,
goal?
let's go chronologically. I think that's the best
Well,
thing to
we
do.
don't have to go chronologically, but we can just start with that one because it was 37 degrees in your call.
It was
That is an
boiling.
ancient, beautiful venue. How do they not have aircon? Why don't they open the windows? Why don't they
Beautiful.
just do any? Yeah, it's a beautiful venue, dude. It's a hallowed place. How dare you? How dare you? You
Beautiful.
regional. It's
Yeah.
listen. The card was fine. It was a fun card. The main event was a bit of a stinker. Ezra crushed it.
Crushed
Like,
it.
I thought he looked wicked. He was doing
Ezra
some.
looked wicked. It
He
was
did
it
look
was
wicked.
it was good to
Royston
see
looked good.
him. It was
That
good
one
to
referee
see.
annoyed me. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good to see Ezra dominate through a long fight because
Yeah.
he hasn't really had the rounds yet. He's gone in, done his job, walked out. It was good to see Ezra, like his boxing skill, like the skill he had on display was great. And obviously, like he just bludgeoned the guy. Like it was Ezra, wasn't it? Where the eye was just completely closed
Mm-hmm.
after, and
Mm-hmm.
then he had to go to the hospital. He was
As a young man that's all about the swag life, how do you find his style?
good, really good. I
Without
like
playing
it,
favorites and stuff like that, who do you find
Ezra.
more? Is it more appealing than Ben?
Oh, I work for both of them, don't I?
Yeah, no, no, but yeah, but no, all right. So look, let's just clear that out right now. You are allowed to have opinions
Yeah,
based on the sport. You don't have to have opinions based on personality. As
I think
style for style, for me, all right, let me start this up. Style for style, I think that Ezra has much more longevity, and I think that Ezra's style is more fun to watch. I think that Ben Whitaker with Sugar Hill and how he's built and stuff like that, that will be a fun style too. But Ezra doesn't try to be cool,
I think
where
I
where
want to
Ben
see
does.
Whitaker. I want to see Whitaker get tested more because at the moment he's going in a ring, he's dancing around, he's having a lot of fun with it.
Hmm.
He's not going to be doing that when he starts to step up. When he starts to do, 8 round fights, 10 round fights. When he has to actually graft for the win and he has to like dig deep for the for the win. I
Mm,
think that's when we'll see more. We'll see more skill than pageantry.
yeah,
And I
exactly.
think that's at the stage where like Whitaker at the moment, he's having a lot of fun, he's making a name for himself, great. Ezra at the moment's kind of maybe like the stage above where he's kind of gone a bit above that now. He's gone a bit above the flash knockouts.
Hmm.
He's grafting for those wins. He's digging deep through those later rounds and he's showing off his skill. I think once Whitaker gets to that level, then I think we can judge him a bit evenly.
Yeah, well, let's see
And
because
also,
they're very different routes, is all it is.
yeah, exactly. Like Ezra's started from the bottom, gone up. Ben
Yeah.
Whitaker's gone through the Olympics. He's obviously plucked from Boxer. Boxer have wanted to make him one of the main guys. And then what you see with Boxer is, I mean, you look at like Fraser and TKV,
Hmm.
like they pick their favourites and they go all in, publicity wise on those guys, which
Yeah,
may in
you
turn
kind of
make
have
them a
to, though,
lot.
right?
No, no, 100%. But when they go all in a lot more than the other guys do. So I feel like when you've got that marketing machine around them, um, sometimes it might make the boxing skills look a lot better than they are.
Mm.
I'm not saying he's not a good boxer at all. I'm just saying I think we need to wait a bit with Whitaker until he starts, having those fights where he's got to dig a bit deeper.
Yeah, it needs to brew a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I
No.
tell you what, he needs a couple of the guys like the one that Ezra just had, the one that
Yeah.
is just tough and game. You're not getting him out of there. You're going to piece him up. He's going to give it because, to be fair, that geezer was giving it until the end. He really
To be
was.
fair, it's a lot of the guys like lower down that we keep saying, oh, they'll fight each other soon, they'll fight each other soon. The only way to truly test or like compare them is when they've had the same opponents. Like
Yeah,
a lot of the heavyweight guys fight the same people.
yeah.
And Whitaker and Ezra have given each other a lot of talk and a lot of beef. So it'd be great to see Whitaker now pluck out one of Ezra's opponents and then just
Hmm.
see what the difference is. Like it would be, if Whitaker fights the guy that Ezra thought York cool,
Hmm.
knocks him out in two. I could be saying the complete opposite.
Yeah, but then you can also put the argument to it that guy had 8 rounds of getting
Yeah,
coofed. So maybe it's just knocked out a load
it's
of
not like the
resistance
best.
out of
It's
it.
not like the best version of him.
Exactly. He's not
Yeah,
living his best life anymore. He's completely and utterly just crushed.
yeah.
But it was a good card, right? Are you formally introduce yourself to one Denzel Too Sharp Bentley?
Finally, finally.
Yeah.
It wasn't a long conversation because I was busy
Run me
running
through it.
around.
Run me through it. How'd it go?
It was good. He was swarmed by all the media guys, as they always
Obviously.
are.
Obviously.
Um, Obviously, I just stepped right through them because they know
Obviously
I,
you are
you know,
exactly. Yeah, like, oh my god, it's the geezer from Ice Age. He's
yeah,
here. Oh, I thought he
exactly.
was CG,
Here in
but
the
he's not.
thought he was AI.
Yeah, he's a hologram. Oh my god. Oh wow.
You know, said all right to him.
Wouldn't it be sick if you went over, you went, Dens, it's me, Sam, and he went, oh, I swear, I thought you were the guy from Ice Age. That would have been like just you'd have to go home.
Oh,
You'd have to start walking back to Plymouth. That's all you
walking
could do at that.
exactly.
Yeah,
No,
walking.
no, no trains. No trains
No,
are letting me on at that point.
it's just too much humiliation. Like you can't deal with the fact that TFL is
Oh,
going to have to see your face.
imagine a 4 hour train journey after that, just head in hands.
Yeah, that would be crushing.
Yeah.
Crushing.
But yeah, introduced myself to him. Said you and if he'd asked me if he'd seen you or Jesse yet. He said no.
Yeah,
He said he would
yeah.
look out for you guys, and then I
Honestly,
went on my way.
we could have gone and spoke to a number of people, but
You're
the
too shy.
second that the chair got comfy wumpy and Jesse
Gold Teeth was in the
Gold
air.
Teeth was in conversation. I'm having a chat with David Diamante, who's a bit of a G. Don't mind David, who was there just to watch the fights. You got to respect that, really.
Yeah, a lot
Uh,
of people do. There are
yeah.
a lot of names go to York Hall that you wouldn't think.
No, of course they do, but it's because it's excuse me, it's a late one. It's because it's epic. I don't know how you. I mean, you're a child, so
Yeah.
you still go to the gym. If I was a single man and I was fueled by hate and etc., I'd probably go to the gym as well. But I'm only one of those things right now, and that's
Mm.
fueled by hate, obviously. Uh, should we go to the OVO, the DAZN card? Because I think
I
at
was
this
just gonna.
point,
Do
hold
you
on,
want to talk
at
about
this point, we're 22 minutes in. I think it's fair to say that
Jesse's not coming?
no, he's no showing.
He's
Remember that
getting
time I
those.
told you that he no showed for 5 years?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think one of them is due.
Do you wanna talk about
What?
after seeing Adeleye fight in that main event? Do you want to talk
Right.
about Adeleye in the
I'm,
British title picture because you've
I'm
got
gonna
strong
be.
opinions on that?
I have got very strong opinions on it, right? I have no issue with David Adeleye whatsoever. However, the last few performances that I've seen him have, he appears, and again, who am I to say other than world-renowned podcaster, new media icon, strong, fast, weirdly handsome. If only I was taller. Who am I to say such things? Except for he doesn't seem to have any gas tank whatsoever. And if you put his best performance against a Fabio best performance, Fabio buzzsaws him. He can't handle. Let's see Adelaide versus Gorman. Let's do that first, right? And I
I would love to see that
understand
fight.
exactly. I understand how he can feel like he's been slighted and disrespected and all this other stuff. But the long and short of it is that Fabio destroys him quickly as well. If they get into a bit of an exchange, it doesn't end well for Adelaide. If it goes into a box punch match, just doesn't end well. Fabio is longer, he's faster, he's better conditioned, he's got a more awkward style, he can crack, he's spiteful. Everything that I've seen recently from Big D seems laboured. And I
I
don't know if
think
he needs to change his conditioning. I don't know if he needs to shift a little bit of muscle. He's not a particularly huge heavyweight. He's a big man. Like that geezer's got a proper head on him, isn't he?
he's more not a wide heavyweight, but he's not the tallest heavyweight. So like he is quite compact, and the guy he fought at York Hall was the size difference was he was a lot taller, and that I was I was stood next to Jesse for the last few rounds, and I
Yeah.
was saying the same things happened each time. That you had that really big guy who was fighting. He kept coming in really close, and it just ended up with hug after hug.
Yeah.
And Adelaide needs to be in that position when he gets further along, where he's going to be fighting guys that are a lot taller than him.
Yeah, of course he is.
So when they come in close, no, he's going to want them to come in close, isn't he? He's going to want them to
Yeah.
come in close so he can do more damage. So when that guy kept coming in close, and it was the same thing happening again and again, it just resulted in hug in and separate. Like there was no like plan B. There was no right. Well, this is what he's been doing for the last 3 rounds, for the last 4 rounds.
Yeah.
How can we adapt to it? And I think that's why, we interviewed Adelaide at the end and he went, I'm not happy with that performance. That wasn't the best performance. That wasn't the best David Adelaide. I'm just
No,
hoping he learns
it
from
wasn't.
it because you look at the guys similar to him, like Fab's got to be a lot taller than him. Fraser's got to be a lot taller than him.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, it just he needs to learn how to um, pick apart the bigger guys when they're so up close with him. Because I think that was
Yeah.
one thing that he lacked at York Hall.
Yeah, I mean, he just doesn't. He just doesn't seem, because you have the feeling that he, after 1 or 2 rounds, if he decided to absolutely put it on that geezer, he could have blown him out. And
Yeah,
it just didn't seem like he was willing to take that risk. Where someone like a Fabio, if he gets a little bit of a sniff that he can blow you out, he's gonna have a go at it.
I mean Fab starts off quick every time. You look at that Gorman fight, like it was straight away bang.
Yeah, he started off
Like
too quick. He got caught. He got hurt. He got he got banged
yeah,
out a few times in the first round, and then composed himself and then pulled it back.
came straight back.
But this is what I'm saying. You need to see an Adeleye against a Gorman. You need to see an Adeleye against
Dave Allen, like
Dave Allen in time. I mean, but the thing is, Dave Allen will probably piece him up. Dave Allen is no joke, dude. Dave Allen is a monster.
but then they have got to the point now. I mean, Adelaide's 12-0.
Yeah, but
Like he needs to, like he's had 12-0 and he's had 12, foreign guys flown over to fight him. I feel like now he does need to a lot of the heavyweights are at that stage now where they do need to start getting those, even if it's just like a tough British opposition, like I mean, you're saying like Johnny and Nick Campbell, like just Big Steve's in the mix, Tommy Welsh is in the mix. There are so many like English heavyweights that are there. Let's just start getting them against each other because the pyramid will shape up.
the problem is that heavyweights are always worth money, and no one wants to risk their heavyweight prospect because that risks the money involved with it.
But then at the same time, he's not their heavyweight prospect. It is.
No, he's not.
It is Moses.
Now it is. But
Yeah.
Dave was there for a bit.
Yeah, I suppose.
Do you feel like we'll skip to the Ovo card a little bit? Because
Yeah.
Johnny got a load of abuse for his 1 round
I mean,
blowout of that geezer. That geezer won it. Yeah, it's what it is, right?
You
It's
saw
not
how
Johnny's
unhappy
fault.
I was about it.
Yeah, but it's not like, why is he getting the stick? Because it ain't
Because-
Johnny's fault.
I mean, when we were talking about Johnny and some opponent, and I spoke to him about it, and he has no say in the matchmaking. He doesn't even want to know. He trains for a day. He finds out what the name is. He goes and bangs them out. That's how he does it. Some boxers are really really like involved in it. Some ones don't care. Johnny's one of the ones who doesn't care. But what I was saying on the stream, which is why I was really unhappy about it, is Johnny's has pretty much no amateur record.
No.
So his first pro fights, he has to learn something from each fight. There was the fight that went the distance where he cut his eye. There was one, there's been ones where he's had knockdowns and then he's had to come back the next round and still knock him out. Like he needs to take something from every fight. They've brought in a fighter who hasn't had many losses, who's got a winning record. They flown him over from Puerto Rico.
Yep.
And
he wasn't a bad fighter. Look, listen, he felt a little bit of the power. He's got a payday. He didn't want anything more.
But if you look at the shots, there were 2 shots.
Yeah.
And neither of them connected. It was
clean.
Forearm,
They were cuffing shots.
and then wrist,
Yeah, but you have to remember that guy makes his living off of fighting regularly. So if he thinks I'm going to be a bit of a hero here and then just absolutely and utterly eat shit by Johnny Fisher, who's a unit of a man, right? It's going to potentially knock him out for 3 months. It's going to stop him from earning. Like, I get it, but then it's down to Matchroom and their matchmaking for these opponents, because that guy is a professional opponent. Right?
I hope. I mean, Johnny's had 2 fights this year, and they've been quite spaced out. I really hope. I mean, if they can get him on, a Dalton Smith card's probably a bit soon.
Yeah.
If they can get him on a card sooner, like in the next month or 2, because he's ready to go. He's been in camp after camp. He's been sparring with. He was in Joyce. He trains with Joyce. He went over to America and trained for a bit. He's been around, and I think 2 months prep. It was pretty much 2-3 months prep for that fight to end in half a round.
Yeah,
like he needs more. But the only good thing I could take away from that fight was the interview afterwards with Eddie,
Yeah.
where Eddie
Yeah,
said,
you loved that, didn't you?
he said the training wheels are off. This is the end of the beginning. Like we need to now step up. We need to find higher caliber fighters, and we need to actually get Johnny moving up.
Yeah.
And the good thing about Eddie and the good thing about S Jam, his management company, is all of them have said, we're not rushing him. We're going to go up through the belts. We're going to start the southern area and we're going to make our way up and we're going to see how far we get. And that's what Johnny said as well.
Mm-hmm.
There is no rush to go for the British. There's no rush to go for anything else. And that's the right thing to do because Johnny's not had the experience in amateur.
No.
But, what I've said to you is the one thing I want Johnny this year is to have an all British fight against someone
Yeah.
where it's not a foreign guy brought in from, Eastern Europe and he can have a bit of a scrap against someone, but probably prove a bit more now. Like it's the time to start stepping up. Like if he can get his hands on that southern area,
Yeah.
that's a really good achievement for him.
Let me just say this right now. When we were dabbling with the idea of actually going to the OVO to watch that card, I'm actually eminently happier that we didn't because
Same.
that is a long way to go. For that card consisted of Johnny, obviously Sonny putting on an absolute show. That was about it, really. Like it was lovely to see Ellie Scottney win her title, and she well deserved to win that title. Congratulations to Ellie Scottney, the Queen of Catford, world champion. Respect. But other than that, it wasn't.
I mean, the thing with the Sonny fight that we said was
Why were there
because
so many eggs about him?
Yeah, but on the stream we were saying, like people going, "Oh, we need reactions to fight. We need reactions to fight," and there just wasn't much to talk about. It's like Sonny's doing his thing. He's dancing around this guy, and he's winning comfortably to the point where Sonny.
He's a flyweight. He's not going to walk out there like Mike Tyson and destroy
Exactly.
someone. He's not Triple G. He's not. He's a sensationally skilled, instinctive boxer who's a flyweight.
I mean,
we were get him to bang anyone out.
Yeah, we were talking about it on the stream because I asked you because he's such a lightweight.
Yeah,
you've got to judge it differently. There's not going to be the massive power shots. There's not necessarily going to be KOs and stuff like that. So you judge it on the technical ability
for sure. But also, let's be honest, right? I wouldn't fancy sparring Sonny. I reckon Sonny is... Yeah, I reckon not only does he absolutely utterly mug you off, but I reckon it still hurts enough to be like, I don't really fancy him anymore.
No, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not worth the egg.
The egg he got... Like, I didn't get from a marketing perspective from DAZN what was going on after that fight, because...
Neither did I.
Sonny comfortably won a 12-round fight where he got unanimous decision and it was really comfortable. And
to defend his world title.
Yeah, you sell it as that was a professional performance by him. He did his job. What world champion are we after? That's what it should be. Commentators, pundits, all of them are going, yeah, that's not the best Sonny Edwards. If he does that against any of the other world champions, he's going to get mullered.
No, if he does that against any of the other world champions, he picks up their belts. Because it was you have to remember that someone like a Sonny, not only does he fight to the level of the opposition for sure, but also we haven't even seen anywhere near the best Sonny yet because no one's pulled it out of him.
Yeah,
he was having fun in there. Like he put a story up today saying next time I'm not even going to bother getting hit because he had a little black eye.
But it doesn't make sense to me why they would be so ag about it. Like there's nothing to gain from it. You look at Boazzi when he fought who was it last? Stevens, the boxer one. They were throwing his name in the hat with better BF, Bivol, Yard, and they were pushing him onwards. And he went in there. It wasn't necessarily an amazing performance, but he went in there. He got the job done. And it was his first fight on that brand. And obviously, first fight on that brand for a fighter, it's build them up so then the next one's even better. This one's like an introduction to what's to come. But then for Sonny...
Do you think that they neg a little bit? Do you think that what they do is that they say that wasn't exciting to the man off the street, but what we do is say that wasn't exciting and next time it'll be much more exciting to try and
That's
get 2 or 3 fights
yeah.
out of them. To try and cultivate a little bit of like a little bit of something behind it, because all right, no one in this world is watching flyweight boxing, world championship flyweight boxing, unless they are a true fan,
Yeah.
right? It's just not. It's not. You're not watching AJ. You're not watching even Canelo. You're not watching insert any name that people know. You're just not. It's not the same.
It's no, it's not the same because you're not casuals like KOs,
Casuals like
um
misfits is what they like.
casuals like pedantry, they like KOs, and they like seeing people hit the ground,
Yep,
basically. Flyweight boxing's all about technical
of
ability.
course it is,
It's
because they're not big
about
enough to hurt each other.
it's not about how hard you can hit them, it's about scoring points, it's
Yep.
about combinations that are a lot longer, a lot more technical.
Yeah.
And for you're a boxing connoisseur,
Potentially.
potentially.
Potentially. Has the
And
potential to be.
that's the kind of boxing that would excite you because you're looking in depth at that combination, that punch, what he's done there,
Mm.
the footwork, all of that. Casual, it's man hits other man hard, man falls to the
Yeah,
canvas,
exactly. That
man
hasn't
holds
happened, so I'm
title.
not that bothered about it anymore.
Exactly.
Speaking of Adrian AB about billions, the problem Broner beat up some geezer who's actually an active attorney
It was on
and
Fight TV though, wasn't it?
whatever it was. But shout out
Did,
AB. I'm glad AB's back. AB is my favorite. We
if
know that.
anyone from Fight TV is watching,
Yeah.
please hit me up about graphics because all your posters look like the fights are fake or
Rude.
that they're like
Rude.
in
Rude.
some like storage unit.
Why don't you
Fight TV have some of the worst graphics I've ever seen in sport, and they need to sort it out.
You're taking liberties, you.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong, but you're taking the piss. You're just flexing a little bit. But it's nice to see AB back after all this time. Let's hope, because Oscar's talking about like Ryan and AB. AB will fight anyone. You don't care. Just give him
Ryan
the
and
cash.
Oscar have fallen out now, haven't they?
Ah, that's so funny though, isn't it? But
They were giving it the beans.
in this one, Oscar's right. How about that? In this one, he is right. He said very clearly, like, you're still got the ump that I didn't come to the press conference. Shit happens. Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
But then on the other side, in the same breath, he also said that moving to Derek James is probably a very good thing for him. He hasn't spoken to Ryan about it, but he knows Derek James is a very good trainer. He's a disciplinarian. He's a teacher. This is what Ryan needs. It is what it is.
What do you think about because Derek James has got such like a varied like roster at the moment. Do
Mm.
you think like coaches should like specialize in certain weight divisions? Because like training Ryan's going to be so much different to like training AJ.
Yeah, but then training the Charlos is going to be totally different to training Ryan and AJ as well. This is the whole thing. Like, it's not about it's about what he can teach you. It's about how he can
Yeah.
apply what he wants you to do according to him. They're the pilot, and they're trying to get you to do what they think that you need to do to win. No, there's always going to be trainers out there that are much more lighter weight centric, like Robert
Yeah.
Garcia. Look, Robert Garcia, who obviously was with AJ for the second Usyk fight. What heavyweight experience does he have?
That's Canelo's trainer? No, that's
No, Robert Garcia is a list of people's trainers, but like he's a big trainer. But normally
yeah.
they sort of stop around 154 middleweight. Sort of is like the top end of it, but not
Yeah.
heavies. You don't see him training heavies that often. Moving swiftly on.
Should we talk about TEO, Josh?
We can do TEO and Josh, and we can crescendo and summit with Munguia and Derenchenkov, because that was huge. But Josh and TEO,
Have
hands
you yet
up.
to watch it yet? Have you actually watched it yet?
Of course I have. I've watched it twice. Hands up. It's very nice to be proven
Yeah.
that wrong.
Yeah.
Respect to TEO. He absolutely and utterly crushed it. Josh just didn't get going. He just couldn't. Like he had it, like TEO had his number, and TEO did a tremendous job in just implementing that game plan. He did so well. And 25 years old, two-weight linear champ. I think 7 world championships he's done. And he's swanned off now. He's gone. He's left. He's retired, apparently. Talking about 100
He'll be
million and will
back.
come out retired. You know,
He'll be back, but
it was a bit strange that he said that he made ESPN 100 million whilst he was getting paid 1 million. So it's got to be the other way around now. And I'm like, hey man, whatever. But that's not it's not the craziest thing he's been saying lately. So
oh no, he said a lot of crazy things,
he
which is
said
why I
something.
think everyone kind of wrote him off a bit. I mean, you look
Yeah.
at oh, my mind's gone blank. Jamal. Who do we have on the pod?
Harry?
Yeah, you know when we had him on the pod, and he went, Tio doesn't look invested anymore. He doesn't look like he
No.
wants to box anymore, and he'd completely written him off. I mean, I know he said, "Oh, I'm slightly biased because I'm mates with Josh," but
Yeah, he's mates, but to be fair, he said he's mates with both of them, and
yeah,
like Jamel gave a very honest opinion, which was that he believed that Josh was going to be too aggressive, too hard, too much, too powerful, too big, too everything for Tio, and we all did,
I think
right?
all of us
Even
kind of thought Tio was going to. He wasn't like his heart wasn't in it. Like we thought it was just kind of. It
do
might
you
have
know what?
even been
It
the last
wasn't.
one for him, and it
It
was,
wasn't
but for the different
even
reason.
that. No, it wasn't even that for me. There was just something he seemed to be on the decline, and he seemed to be fragile, and he seems to be going through an awful lot, and he
Yeah,
seems to be in a bad place mentally. Seemed,
yeah.
however, he pulled it out, and Josh was made to look amateur compared to him, and it was all one-way traffic. It was a big performance from Tio. Like huge respect. Nothing else can compare to that. Like that is if he does actually stay retired, which I doubt he will.
Fair play to them.
Fair play. Good for you.
Yeah.
You've nailed it.
Hopefully now. I mean, I think Jack Catterall's fighting soon, isn't he?
Yep.
Hopefully we can get the rematch between those two now. I think it would have been a lot harder if Josh won.
Well, no, because now 140. So Josh, I would imagine that Josh goes to 147 now. I would imagine because he's been on the cusp of outgrowing that weight for a while, and Tio's just moved back in. Tio, let's see what he does with the belt, right? Because Tio versus Prograis is gigantic,
And he's
right?
fighting this weekend, isn't he?
He is fighting this weekend.
Yeah.
Or Tio versus Cattrall, huge. Like it's good fights at 140, and they're on their way back. AB's in the mix now. Ryan Garcia's in the mix now. Tank, if you lure him enough cash, he'll go to 140. You know, there's a bunch of dudes out there, and let's be honest, Haney is already talking about 140, and that's the
Yep.
undisputed lightweight champ. Like they're just growing and they're moving up. Uh, enough of this foolishness. Did you watch the Munguia fight?
I haven't yet. They're on my list for tonight.
Like, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean?
I've been busy. I've been
Have you
busy.
though? Have you though? You said
Yeah.
you had a really chill day. That was a sensational fight. Okay, that was amazing. They did rob Sergey. They done him dirty again. I am fully aware of that. I had him 2 rounds up, even with the knockdown. There was one round, I think it was round 6, where Devin Chengov just punched Munguia around the ring.
Right.
Truly and utterly just punched him from corner to corner into the ropes from corner. Like you would be well within your rights to give it a 10-8 round. It was that dominant, and obviously they didn't. It was from round 1 to round 12 an absolute banger. Absolute banger. That is this year's fight of the year so
So
far.
far,
So far, for sure.
the fight of the half year.
Yeah, the H1 banger.
Yeah.
I think that they will probably be actively campaigning to rematch that because it's had a lot of heat and a lot of controversy about it,
Yeah.
and quite rightly so because Munguia going into the 11th round. To be fair to him, he really did pull it out. Munguia looked out of it. He looked exhausted. He looked spacey. He looked like he was not expecting that level of opposition to be thrown his way. But come out in the 12th round, dropped him, big body shots, badly dropped him. It was a great fight. I recommend anyone to watch it. That was the start of this weekend. Right?
Yeah.
Josh and TEO was great, and it was amazing to see that level of performance. But for just out and out classic fan friendly fight, Munguia Zirinchenkov was fucking enormous. It was so good.
Is it on YouTube yet? Do you know?
No. The highlights are there's 13-minute highlights of like the DAZN ones, or you can just fire up the. Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to preview this weekend? Quickly.
There's not really much going on this weekend, is there?
There's a Sky show in York Hall, and then you got Regis fighting.
Yeah, Regis, but like let's be honest, that's Regis flexing his DAZN deal and just punching up some geezer.
It's not even it's against a different opponent, isn't it? That Paro isn't fighting on it now.
No, he's not. The Sky card will probably be quite a fun card. It's a Friday night card. So Sky are trying to do the Queensbury bangers. Wow, that was big. Whatever that was in the background.
Don't know, someone's kicking off on my street.
Yeah, it's all going off in Plymouth. Yeah, Adam Azim's pulled out. He's got a severe hand infection or something.
He's got some kind of injury.
Yeah. Whatevs, man.
So Fraser's been bumped up. You've got Isaac fighting on it after his fight got bumped off the Bournemouth card. Vidal's fighting at Taj again.
Oh yeah, that would be decent.
After, I swear he banged him out the first time.
Yeah, it was a little bit controversial. There was I think there was some headbutting, and I think a car, and I think it was one of those ones more than anything.
I think one of the reasons they've run that back is that Taj is a really good talker.
Yeah, he is, and he's
really good talker, so it's quite good for them.
Yeah, man.
And Caroline Dubois on the card as well, isn't she? I think she's recently been put on it.
Cool. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Cool. Very cool. If I've got nothing on Friday night, I may consider buying a Now TV Day Pass for Sky Sports.
Aaron McKenna's on it as well.
Yeah, the McKenna brothers. They got a little bit of hype going on YouTube at the minute.
Do you like the McKenna brothers?
Yeah,
Good
I
lads.
do too. I do too. They're
scary lads.
They could be Hugo Boss models. Yes or yes?
I would pay to see it.
So would I. There's a part of me that would be all about it as well. So we're just Sammy J. Let's wrap that up there. Patreon.com fighting words. Love the boys, support the boys, help the boys by paying them. That's how this works. And when I say the boys, it's us. Because listen, discounted and free food is wonderful. But discounted and free everything, tremendous.
So powerful. So powerful.
Local celeb status all the way. Thank you to Xbrain, xbrain.co.uk, promo code fighting words to save 20% off your order of any and all Xbrain products. And big thank you to Market Squawk, powered by Live Squawk, for all of your on-demand pay-as-you-go financial data needs. Love you all. Bye.